So we're going to look at expanding brackets by a variable. Now, a variable is an algebraic letter as opposed to a constant term, which would be a numerical value or an integer value. So for expanding and simplifying this first example, we've got x upon 4 minus x. And what we're doing when we're expanding brackets is we're multiplying everything inside the bracket by the term outside the bracket. And our final answer will have the same number of terms as there are terms inside the bracket. So we've got two terms inside this bracket, so our final answer is going to have two terms. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take that x on the outside of our bracket and we're going to multiply it by the 4. So it's multiplication, not addition. And we're going to write it with the number in front of the letter because we always put what's called the coefficient first. So x times 4 is going to give us 4x. And then we're going to take the x and we're going to multiply it by negative x. So the sign goes with the letter or number that comes after it. So x times negative x is going to give us negative x squared. So our final answer is 4x take away x squared. Now in the second example, we're going to expand and simplify negative 4d upon 2d take away 3c. Now this time we've got a coefficient of our variable, and so we're going to have to multiply that too. So do it numbers and then letters. And if you're multiplying two different letters, you're going to write them in alphabetical order. We don't put multiplication signs in because, as you know, in algebra we use the letter x quite a lot, and it can get very confusing if you've got the variable x and multiplication signs. So when we're multiplying letters together, then we can just write them as a times b would be ab in alphabetical order. So first of all, we're going to do negative 4d multiplied by 2d. So first of all, we're going to multiply the numbers. So the negative 4 times 2, and that's going to give us negative 8. And then we're going to do d times d, and from our knowledge of indices, we know that that means that we have d squared. Now we're going to multiply the negative 4d times negative 3c. So remember that negative sign is going to mean that negative 4 times negative 3 is going to give us a plus 12. And then we have a c and a d, and we're going to write them in alphabetical order. The final example is making sure that we remember that we always have to use BODMAS. So when we're expanding and simplifying something like this, we've got 10b squared plus 2b upon 5 minus 3b, and then take away 7b. The first thing we have to do is we have to expand the bracket because BODMAS says that brackets come first. So our 10b squared just comes down into our expression. Then we're going to do our expanding. So we're going to do plus 2b multiplied by 5, which is going to give us a plus 10b. Then we're going to do plus 2b multiplied by negative 3b. So 2 times negative 3 gives us negative 6, and b times b gives us b squared. And then we're going to bring down that negative 7b. Now, we've done the expanding, we have to do the simplifying, which is gathering our like terms together. So our 10b squared and our minus 6b squared can be combined together, and our plus 10b and our minus 7b can be combined together. So that means that 10b squared take away 6b squared is going to give us 4b squared, and plus 10b take away 7b is going to give us plus 3b. And so our final answer is 4b squared plus 3b.